My name is Jasmine Castillo, and I have been a sponsor and volunteer since 2013 with Dare2B, and then became an ambassador in 2014. So I volunteer because I am about my community, and I wish when I was a kid that I had mentors of sort, whether it was in the arts field, whether it was an entrepreneur, whether it was just someone telling me that there isn't a glass ceiling. I felt very limited when I was a kid, and it was one of the reasons why I had to move out at the age of 17. I grew up in the Bronx, and I felt that everyone just had this cloud that, life is just, this is the way it is. It's gonna, you're not gonna be able to make a lot of money. You're gonna barely be able to graduate high school. I was fed so much negativity. So that was the fuel to me basically creating the platform that I have now as an art exhibition company, and as well as volunteering both with Girl Scouts and with Dare2B. I always wanted people to know that they can design the life that they want. I've been involved with Dare2B, which I didn't realize how fast time flew, but I believe 2013 was my first year that I volunteered. I chose to volunteer with Dare2B because as soon as I met Roxy, it was instant chemistry. She is an amazing, bubbly person, and she won my heart within less than 5 minutes when she told me her mission statement for Dare2B and her as an individual herself. And so I wanted to know, because it's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a mentor. So I inquired a lot of questions, asking her, how can I get involved? And little by little, I squeezed my way in pretty fast. And I wanted to work with the kids, especially being in the shelter system. I was in a shelter system at the age of 17. So there was a common thread there. And my parents, they don't know too much about that. And it was a time in my life where I was constantly moving, and I was barely making money. I was in high school. And so I was a senior in high school, and it was very challenging to be able to keep myself afloat. And the shelter system that I was in actually helped me a lot with resources. And I know that now with families, they're having a hard time in New York City in general. So I wanted to at least make someone smile and be able to support in some type of way. So as an ambassador, I provide a role of leadership, and I execute with the team when it comes to the backpack drive, when it comes to the holiday events, the fundraising efforts, and finding out activities for the kids. There was this one child in the Bronx location, which I work consistently with. That's primarily where I'm located whenever we do events. And she was about 2 years old, and she was the sweetest little girl I've ever met. And she was very attached to me, and she became basically my AC, my assistant camera person for the day. And so she was just following me around, and then I was just showing her how to use the camera. And it was amazing because she caught on super fast. I don't know what it is with kids today and technology, but they can really grasp it. It took me years as a child. I didn't pick up my first camera until I was 3 or 4 years old. I was still young, but I didn't master it till I was high school. I'm here teaching this kid that's 2 years old, and she kind of got it. I helped her with the focus, and she was taking pictures. And so I told her I'd give her co-credit, and that was awesome. And she constantly hugged me, and she kept saying thank you, and it was just to know that I'm impacting her. I could actually help her pursue a whole life now because of the fact that she got to put herself behind the lens. The two things I like the most about being an ambassador with Dare2B is that I can make an impact on my community, and that I can provide artistic services, and I can be able to collaborate and work as a team, because I'm all about the team effort, because there's no such thing as us working alone. I always knew, and it's not to be cocky, but I always knew I was a leader since I was a kid, and it wasn't till I became an ambassador, because at first I started out with Dare2B. I started out as a sponsor, and then volunteering, and then an ambassador, and I excelled pretty fast. And it's because of my involvement, and I will always want to lead. And not to be like, it's not about control and being, you know, and wanting to like oversee things. It's just about leading in the sense of being able to help people with direction. And so that was what I've learned most. I think after that, that's when I became a Girl Scout troop leader, and then that's when I realized I wanted to do workshops, and it just manifested a whole different direction. Even under Escape Artist, my art platform, I wanted to all of a sudden, you know, create with kids, and that was where the concept, because at first I was working primarily with adults on creating their life, and I was like, well, kids grasp it a lot faster, and if they manifest that at a young age, there's no stopping them by the time they're out of high school and going to college, and they'll really get it. No such thing as a selfless act, because I do get something out of it too. I love seeing people happy, and as cheesy and as corny that sounds, it's just that makes my day. I love seeing people happy, and if I can do that on a daily basis, and I can do that under the worst circumstances, I know that I'm fulfilling my life.